Good morning, everyone. My name is Lindsay, and welcome to Rented Space. Thank you for joining me on my channel today. I am planting banana pups. I have 4 of them. I have 2 lady fingers and 2 Cavendish bananas, and I recently purchased those. So I am going to put them in the yard. Now, obviously, I am renting, and therefore I'm trying to put them in pots at the moment because 2 of them are quite small. So I do know that I want to give them as much. I'm putting them in pots because they are a bit small, just to keep them up off the ground for now. I am actually planning on putting in garden beds later, but at this stage I just haven't got there quite yet. Now I am using them as a bit of a wind block and a bit of a privacy screen for the house, because I am on a corner block and I hate always being in the yard and having people drive past and just looking in the yard all the time. Anyway, I'm going to get them in today. So I have the 2 big ones are going into tyres. So one is a double tyre stack and one's a single tyre stack. And I have been getting them filled with compost and broken down manure from a chicken coop, from broken down horse manure that I purchased from a local farm. And I've also put lots of homegrown compost and food scraps in there as well. So that's been sort of building up and getting ready for these bananas for a little while now. And I am also planning on, like I said, getting some garden beds and kind of raising them a little bit here, and I will put the trees in that eventually. But for now, they're just going to sit in the tyres and in the pots. Obviously, as a renter, the idea is to have them so that I can take them later when I move out. Now, bananas do generally take 2 years to be able to grow from pup to producing bananas. And this is my first time ever growing bananas. So if any of you have any help or tips or tricks, that would be wonderful. I am aware that they don't necessarily love high winds, which is another reason why I'm putting them where I am, because the house will kind of block the majority of the wind, because it is very windy at my house, which is the reason why I am doing the voiceover, because on the day that I did this, even with the microphone right up my mouth, the wind was honestly just overpowering. So where we are, the house will block the majority of the wind, which is hence the reason I'm standing where I am. But I need to also be prepared that I need to have enough sunlight as well. So it's a bit of a situation trying to get the best of what I can for these bananas. Anyway, I am going to turn around, get the camera around, and I'm going to show you what I have. Watch me plant them up. All right, thank you very much. Okay, so as you can see, this is my single tyre and my banana pup. And unfortunately, I did break one of my leaves. And then over here, we also have my other one. Now this one is in the 2 tyre stack. Okay, so this is my 2 tyre stack banana and my 1 tyre stack. So trying to keep the camera straight. Then over here are my 2 tubs for the 2 smaller pups. Okay, so I am going to start with the smaller pups first, because they're the ones that seem to be struggling the most. Okay, so these are the 2 smaller of my banana trees. So as you can tell, that one there is struggling quite immensely, the one to the right. And what I'm doing is I'm just filling up with some topsoil. Underneath in the pot, like I said, is already organic matter, well composted horse and chicken manure, as well as compost that I've made in my garden myself. And also there is food scraps in there to break down also. This way there's constantly getting food. Now, after I did do this, before I did put the plants in, I had also put some more organic fertilizer in there, such as blood and bone, a little bit of blood and bone, and a natural compost as well, like a natural fertilizer as well, just to ensure there was plenty of food. And then I'm topping up with the topsoil. Okay, so as you can see, what I'm doing is I'm trying to ensure that they're nice and straight and tall, and that they're facing kind of the right way. Trees do have a front and a back, and you can generally see where they've come from. Now I'm going over to do the two bigger of the banana trees, and so I'm going to do the 2 tire one first. And again, there's a lot of nutrients in underneath there that I have had composting in there for a while, so I'm just doing a top fill here. And once I've done all the top fill, I will go over the top with some straw mulch as well. So as you can see, I'm just filling it up and patting down the soil so it's nice and solid, and to ensure that the roots of the tree are actually well covered in soil. I just want to make sure that the soil isn't all loose, so that, first bit of wind and the tree falls over. Okay, so now I'm up to the last tree, and I'm just, again, putting in the soil, firming it down, making sure that the soil is in there nice and the plant is in there nice and tight, and that it has enough soil around the roots to maintain that it won't fall over and that it's quite happy. Next thing I'm going to do is grab the hose and give it a good water, and then that way they've got the water, because bananas do like a lot of water. So I will give them a very good water in, and then I'm going to mulch them and just water the mulch on top to ensure that there is enough water there. Okay, as you can see here, I'm just picking up, I did have some mulch already on this particular tie stack, because like I said, I had been bulking this up for a while. So the mulch I had on top to ensure that it's kept its nutrients in there and it wasn't just washed away, or and to stop weeds growing, because I didn't need anything growing in there while I was waiting on my bananas pups to be ready. So I'm just re-adding that mulch and then just giving it another drink, and this way it is already it's the mulch has the water that it requires, but also it's not going to all blow away. Now, I was just saying here, but not that you could really hear me, that I had previously watered these two plants in already. So I'm just coming along and adding the mulch now. And again, I want a lot of mulch. Bananas love their water, so I want to ensure that when I am watering them, they're actually keeping the water that they need. But they also don't like to have soggy feet. So I do have holes in the bottoms of these pots. Obviously, the tyres will be free draining, but with these pots, they do have holes in them and there is plenty of drainage. But I want to ensure that they're not drying out, because obviously pots that are black tend to dry out rather than a raised garden bed of sorts. So going to be that they're in a good safe spot here, then I'm just leaving them in the pots. Plus, like, so smaller budget as possible to ensure that I do get good crops, but at the same time I'm not having to leave everything behind when I move. Now, I do have some IBC pods behind me, as you can see, and they do have my wood stored for winter. So you can probably see one behind me is almost completely full and the other one looks pretty much empty. The one that's pretty much empty is my stick box, and my two girls who have just moved out of home actually are renting a property on 3 acres with lots of trees. So I have plenty of sticks ready to go for the fire. Okay, thank you everyone for watching my video today on planting up my beautiful banana pups, even if that one is struggling just slightly. Now, my Australian homesteading YouTube channel that I want to recommend this week is Wild Patch Homestead. Now, I have watched them for a long time, even back when they were an urban homesteading family, and they did all the things in their backyard on an urban or suburban block. They did take time off to travel around Australia for a while, and they are now in their brand new purchased abandoned farmhouse. So go along, watch how they're turning an abandoned farm into a beautiful homestead with knocking down all the old sheds and repurposing the equipment for new sheds, bringing sheds from previous places and rebuilding those. Anyway, come along, have a watch and enjoy the amazing Wild Patch Homestead. Thank you again for watching my channel, and thank you for following along with recommendations. Put up put down below if you've been following my recommendations. I know that other channels have recommended my page, and that has helped me immensely. Before Christmas, I think I was at like 86 subscribers, and I have now hit up to 176. So I do very much appreciate it. Now, just before I go, one final look at my beautiful banana pups all planted up in their new homes, well, their new temporary homes. And once again, I appreciate your time. I know everyone's time is precious, so thank you for joining me. Happy gardening and have a wonderful time. Thanks, everyone. Bye.